already talked about the verses. I hope y'all been keeping up the verses, man, because it's been entertaining to me, especially at the beginning of the hold on, let me do my fingers. At the beginning of the pandemic, um, yeah, the verses was what's up. I seen Babyface go against somebody I didn't even know, but Buddy had no, actually Babyface went against somebody I knew. Was it? Hold on. Yeah, it was another guy that know who was a writer who wrote for all type of people. So I found out a lot of things about people I didn't know and people I do know. Now it's way more of a popularity contest. I mean, they trying to get like the likes of Nicki Minaj's and Lil Wayne's and Eminem's to do verses now, which probably isn't gonna happen because, like, for instance, Jay Z, it's not gonna happen. People have been calling him out left and right. Jay Z is a billionaire. He's not about to jump off his cloud on his throne to come with the likes of the common folk to battle out over records when most people already consider him to be like God MC, whatever that means. But he's got he's got a he's got a catalog, a deep catalog. Um, in my opinion, the only person, and I'm gonna throw these three people in the mix because I think they could intertwine with each other. And I know sometimes people might not agree. I really don't care because we all got our opinions. We know the saying behind opinions, but at the same time, it's our opinion. And the fact that freedom of speech is already one foot out the door. Please allow me to have my opinions. Goodness graciousness. All right, so I believe in the mix would be like Lil Wayne, Jay Z, and Eminem because they got a lot of records. They got a lot of fans, and if you ask any one of their fans, they all the greatest things since sliced cheese. So I think any one of those, I would like to see Eminem versus Lil Wayne. I've been vocal about the fact that I wanted to see Migos versus Bone Thugs and Harmony, not because I think that that's an even matchup. I go with Bone all day, but I know they had a little disagreements in the past, especially Busy and the Migos. So I think that it's just an opportunity for Bone to remind everybody of their greatness. That's the way I look at it. Because when I watch verses, I get reminded of how great these people are that we forgot like their accomplishments. Like music is so important, y'all. And I know y'all understand this, but music is like therapy. It's people that was going to commit suicide, that were going to commit murders. Now this helps. Trust me, this helps. But music, the right song, could take your mind off that or make you or remind you how precious your life is or the people that care about you, how hurt they would be. It's just in the opposite way too. I mean, they used to say rock and roll used to drive people to do crazy stuff. That's why I talk about influence. Like especially y'all that want to get into music, that are artists, understand that your influence is the most powerful thing in the world. Think about it. People have died because they were so influential and they wouldn't sway their opinion. They was like, no, listen, man, hey, I know you're telling everybody to be great and go on and love God and all this stuff, but we need you to tell them this. And they was like, nah. And because their influence was so great, they had to be murdered. That was like the only option. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes they throw dirt. They like to throw dirt on your name before they murder you, so your legacy is like weakened, or like I say, people forget how great you are. You understand? But you gotta like in life, you gotta decipher things. Don't let people make decisions for you. Like I like, and I'm not a huge Bible reader. Y'all know this, or if you didn't know, I'm telling you right now. But I research things. But I remember growing up, going to church. They said, study and show yourself approved. Like Google. I always tell like when somebody asks me something, I'm like Google it. Like you ain't even gotta go to a encyclopedia anymore. Like research. Don't just take one person's opinion either. You need to research, um, and pray on it. Because like God can give you an answer too. But anyways, I'm not gonna get too deep into that. With the verses, I would like to see mainly, especially on the women's side, The only person I think could compete with Beyonce would be I know y'all know who I'm gonna say, Mariah Carey. Now drop a comment in the comment section, let me know if I'm wrong. And I'm sorry I'm so deep into this conversation. For y'all that don't know what verses is, it's when a group or individuals that were in the industry as writers, singers, rappers, um, they take 20, usually 20 records or so. Usually they stop about 20 and they go record for record. And people kind of tally a score and decide who they believe won in their mind. You know, because it's all based on opinions. And like I say, everybody got one. And at the same time, our opinion is our opinion. You know, as long as it's not clouded by nonsense. As long as it's a genuine opinion and not just favoritism. But yeah, so that's what versus is. So I think because the late great Whitney Houston isn't living, that would have been good for her to go against Mariah Carey. I think Mariah Carey versus Beyonce. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comment section. Who would y'all like to see on versus? On an individual, group, whatever. Who would y'all like to see on versus? They already did a lot of great ones y'all probably don't even know, so y'all need to go do y'all research. Timberland and Swiss Beats was the first ones to do it. They put they 20 records against each other, and then they kind of just open up the culture for everybody else to kind of step up to the plate. Like I said, certain people ain't never gonna do it. You're never gonna see Jay-Z on versus, unfortunately. And actually, you know, now it's on Diddy's network, by the way, Revolt. The latest one that took place was the Locks and Dipset. I don't need to explain who won that. If you thought Dipset was gonna win going in, I get it. They had the streets on lock. They had a whole movement. But you know, the Locks individually, I'll just say this: Jadakiss got. I remember the song Why. I love that song Why. Individually, I mean Styles P got I Get High, possibly quite. Matter of fact, what am I doing? Quite possibly the greatest weed song ever. And it make you feel like a kingpin when you rapping it because it's about drugs and shit. And all you doing is just getting high. You're not in the distributing part of it, but it make you feel like you was there. So yeah, check out verses, y'all. Let me know in the comment section who y'all want to see next on that. I think they're trying to set up Bone right now with somebody, but I don't think it's gonna be Migos. I don't really think Migos want that smoke, to be completely real with y'all. Y'all let me know. All right, I gotta get into my fighting, man. Listen, it's no secret. I mentioned at the beginning of this, and I'm gonna keep mentioning every time. I love fighting. I live vicariously through these fighters. I love mixed martial arts because to me it's the most purest form of combat. If we was in the streets and we got in a fight, we not gonna just be punching. If I'm getting the better of you and punching, you're gonna try to take it to the ground. That's just the human nature, survival. So, and putting yourself in the best position. So that's why I love mixed martial arts. I'm a huge fan. I was a fan since the WEC days. That's why I love it when people try to like attack me because I go online, y'all, on YouTube all the time, and I like to drop comments. You know, I like to challenge people sometimes, and I had somebody call me a casual the other day, and I was gonna write them back, you know, because that's what I normally do, but I was like, whatever. Like, I don't have to explain it to these cats that I was in since WEC. Uriah Faber fan. Probably the way I think the way I actually even got into wanting to watch mixed martial arts or UFC, WC back in the day is because of Kimbo Slice, the infamous street fight. Somebody showed me online, and I was like, I love this shit. It just made me feel like I never skydived before, but it just gave me that feeling like of excitement. I'll give you a terrible example. When I was younger, I used to steal from the mall, and I got away with it a lot. And it was a certain rush you feel from that. Now, I only took that so far because I tell you that story later. But I see somebody get hemmed up, and I felt responsible, kind of, but not really, because it was their fault. But they were following behind me. That's why I felt responsible. That's why I talk about influence, y'all. I don't want to influence anybody to do anything crazy. I don't want you to feel like I put your life in jeopardy. You in jail. You mad at me, writing me letters and shit. You understand? Even with this smoking thing, I tell you right now, if you at work and you can't smoke at work, don't let me get your ass fired. You understand? But if you anywhere in the world right now, and you ain't even gotta have this. You know, a lot of y'all smoke them backwoods. I don't know how. You must have a throat of steel. And then there's a lot of them hit that bong. You know, on a regular basis, that shit hit hard. Like every time I hit the bong, I got a cough. So that's why I just, I keep it kind of simple. I went from blunts for a long time and then made my way to the joints. Got me a joint roller, and it's been double jointed since then. But anyways, yeah, so in upcoming fight, because we got a fight this weekend. Today this is so sad, y'all. I work this much. I don't know what day it is. When it's the weekend, when y'all getting ready to get dressed and go out, I'm at work. So, and I'm working overnight. So fathom working 21 days overnight. Tell me how you would feel right now. Would you be a zombie? Probably. All right, so this weekend you got Jared Cannonier versus Kelvin Gastelum. Now, Jared Cannonier, what's his name? Something Gorilla. The Black Gorilla. I don't even know. I feel so bad, but I haven't watched him fight in a while. Jared Cannonier, you've been on the shelf. I think you've been injured. I think the last person you fought maybe was Robert Whitaker, and I think he tapped that ass. But you coming back now against Kelvin Gastelum. And I like Kelvin. The reason I like Kelvin because if you look at his physique, y'all look up Kelvin Gastelum. He's a little chubby. I don't want to get it wrong. I want to say he's Mexican. And that's all you need to know. He's not gonna stop. He's got a granite chin, and he's unassuming. You would think his physique that he's not the most agile, strong. Don't be fooled. The man got heart. The most important attribute he got is heart. He gonna go in on you, and if he catch you slipping, he gonna beat your ass. And he done whooped a lot of people ass that in the beginning I was like, nah, sorry Kelvin, you bit off more than you can chew. So he surprised me many a times. So Jared Cannonier is a beast. I mean, he used to fight at heavyweight, y'all. Y'all don't understand this. Like, what is he fighting at? This is 185. He used to fight at heavyweight. That's over 220. This man was big. And then he cut down. So I have a lot of respect for him for being able to do that because he looks like a tank right now, like not like super thick and shit, but he's solid. He like he'll break your neck. This is a toss-up. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm gonna make a prediction because that's what I do. You know what I'm saying? You gotta choose somebody. You can't be on the fence all your life. I'm gonna go with Kelvin Gastelum. That's my final pick. I don't even know. Well, one half of it. Well, let me not downplay Jake Paul. He been doing his thing. He only got 2 professional fights, but he's been really training with like super athletes. He got Jay Leon, whatever. I never really watched that cat fight. I don't like him now because he was talking shit to Tyron Woodley. And I'm a huge MMA UFC fan. Tyron Woodley was the welterweight champion for many years. He lost 4 in a row. He didn't get cut from the UFC. He actually parted ways. And he's just pursuing other things. He got his little music career. Not the greatest rapper. Working on it, getting better. I heard some things recently. But he's got a boxing fight coming up with Jake Paul, the YouTuber. And I can't call him a YouTuber anymore because the boy been putting in work. But I still think Tyron Woodley gonna whoop that ass. That's just my personal opinion. And even looking at him though, Jake Paul, he got the height advantage. I won't say he got the power advantage. I think Tyron Woodley is more powerful. He comes from a wrestling background, but I think Jake comes from a wrestling background, but it's levels to this. You understand what I'm saying? Like, the level that Tyron Woodley made it to is a lot different than the level Jake Paul made it to on a competitive level. You understand? Yeah. I'm going to have to go with Tyron Woodley. And I know some people might believe I'm a hater or whatnot, or I'm just overlooking Jake. I'm definitely not. The boy got skills, and I think he could beat a lot of people. I know for a fact that even though Tyron Woodley got a wrestling background, everybody who watched UFC knew they had a devastating overhand right. Not saying that one shot's gonna be able to stop Jake Paul, but I think a combination of jabs and body shots, I think that right hand is gonna be the finisher. That's what I believe. So I'm going with Tyron Woodley. I'm not saying I'm putting any money on it, but who knows? I might. Give me y'all opinion in the comment section. Let me know who y'all rolling with. From a fight fan, I know all y'all ain't fight fans, but I know some fight fans on here that live for the weekend. Well, some of y'all live for that club. Probably not COVID. I'm probably not with COVID going on right now. Y'all probably falling back on that club a little bit. Because nobody ain't masking up at the club, but I'll tell you, I'm not saying mask up. You know, do what you do. I have to wear a mask at work. I'm just following their rule. But anyways, yeah, so Manny Pacquiao is fighting. Um, I don't know the dude he's fighting. He was fighting Errol Spence. And I was going to go with Errol Spence just because of the youth, the power. Love Manny Pacquiao. He's a beast. But, you know, at some point, even the greats get their ass whooped. So I was going with Errol Spence, but now Manny Pacquiao fighting somebody else. I know in that same card, I feel bad. I can't even think of his name. The Golden Boy. I just call him the Golden Boy. Shit. He got a lot of beef too with Floyd Mayweather. He does not like Floyd. But I know he's supposed to be fighting Vitor Belfort. Vitor Belfort was a UFC fighter. Not just UFC, but he's a mixed martial artist. I don't know. I don't have a horse in that race. I could care less on that one. But maybe Vitor get it done just to make mixed martial arts look good to the boxing world. You know they hate a lot. Um, Anderson Silva fighting Tito Ortiz coming up. Anderson Silva, legend, the Spider. For y'all that don't know, look up his highlight reel. It will impress you completely. And he's going against Tito Ortiz. I don't like Tito too much because he can't talk well. Like he says stupid stuff. Um, he's just not that intelligent, but he's solid. He got a wrestling background. He got a strong chin. He got a big ass head. I think that big ass head makes a difference when it comes to taking punches. But I definitely am rolling with Anderson Silva on this one. Anderson Silva just fought ex-professional fighter and put on a clinic. Y'all can look that up. I don't remember the guy's name. Not a huge boxing fan, y'all. I know certain boxers. I guess I'm more of a casual when it comes to boxing. But I'm a huge mixed martial arts fan. All right? So I'm going to roll with Anderson Silva on that fight. A potential fight. I know it's going to happen. And I'm excited about this, y'all. Even though they're both out of their prime, Rampage got his health together. He got misdiagnosed and he was taking some medicine for thyroids and he didn't have that. He wasn't having that issue. So he got misdiagnosed, so he was, for lack of better words, fucking up his health. So he got that under control. But Shannon Briggs, they've been talking shit online. It's hilarious. Y'all gotta look that up. I dare say it's as funny as the commentary with Snoop Dogg and Kevin Hart on the Olympic stuff, which I think Snoop is actually funnier than Kevin Hart. But that's another conversation for another time. But I will say, Rampage for Shannon Briggs is looking good, man. I think everybody's saying they should get a show together, like they should do their own podcast together. And I agree. After the fight, though, don't be friends before the fight. We don't want to see friends in fights. We don't want to see hugging, high fives. Shout out to your mama. None of that. Save that for after the fight. Before the fight, uh, classic Mike Tyson. With the all black. That Mike Tyson, the one that eat your babies. You can't even say that nowadays. I eat your babies because it sounds. Now you have to be like pause. Eat your babies. Pause. Anyways, Oh, check out. Hey, listen, I just came across this song today, y'all, by AZ. He was rapping back in the Nas days. I think they was homeboys. Y'all could correct me, but I know they all from New York. All them cats was connected. But AZ, I just heard a song with him and Jaheim because you know people been hating on Jaheim. They've been posting pictures of him saying he homeless, he doing bad, his health is bad or whatever. Yeah, so Jaheim let y'all know he all good. He on a song with AZ and the song go hard, man. I like it. You know, Jaheim ain't hitting the notes like he used to. You know what I'm saying? Take a little time to get back to that point. But AZ, smooth as butter, man. That boy sound like Nas times 10, to be honest with you. Y'all could agree to disagree. Y'all go check it out yourself. It's a song called The Wheel. I don't know if it's like Lord Take the Wheel, like that analogy or whatever, but it go hard. It's by AZ. That's an A then a Z. Featuring Jaheim. Um, your boy Lupe probably got a record coming out soon. I think he do. I think he working on it. See, people get motivated, man, when like even though he was kind of upset about that whole situation with him and Royce the 5'9", Royce talking about I'ma slap you and all this shit. They was doing a for y'all that don't know, they had a podcast together. They had a falling out. So Lupe doing his own thing now. But a diss track came out of it. Lupe did a freestyle. Mickey Fax got involved. Um, and it was a whole thing. But so what happens is when you get in these situations, kind of like verses, like when the Locks went against Dipset, the next day because Jadakiss was so dominant on that stage, his streams went up 200% on Spotify. Five of his records hit top 200. So all his numbers went up. His price went up. Next thing you know, they got people calling that wasn't calling before, want to book them. And that's just reality of it. That's why you got to be on your A game. So Lupe did a little freestyle about Royce the 5'9". Y'all, we talked about it in the first half episode. Y'all can go back and look at that or do your own independent research, like Adept HNIC say. And so it kind of like sparked interest. I'm not gonna say people wasn't interested in Lupe because he got his fan base, but now it brought more eyes on him. So what he do with the more eyes? Drop an album. Why? It's gonna affect the numbers. It just makes sense. So shout out to Lupe, man. I look forward to your project. It's a lot of projects that's out right now, y'all. That's banging. I'm sorry I didn't write this down. I'm trying to think off the top of my head. Who got a banging album right now? I'll get back to y'all on that. I don't want to overthink. You know, when you're smoking, sometimes you try to dig too deep into your brain and you fuck up your high. So I'm gonna leave that alone.